Today we find ourselves on another stack v stack match, this time taking place in Valley. Representing Team 1 we have Cheese Slayer, Scrubbus, Bell, and Chair. And Team 2 we have Rom, Miley, Sammy, and Notes. They've been changing their names around randomly lately. Valley's been pretty good. It's not, I guess this was one of the tournament maps. I haven't really seen it recently because I don't believe these are on the Ares server, so we've been playing a lot of the community maps on the Delos server here just to get more map variety, really. But let's take a look. We have three neutrals, and instead of like other three neutral maps, these ones are spaced vertically up, center, and the top, center, and bottom. Normally, you have maps like Honeycomb where they're just kind of left, center, right. So it's just a little bit more variety here. So let's see, going over the fleet deployments, we have ANS kind of spread out, I guess, two formations going to challenge E. I think this is a CL down here. I think that's a triple CL group, actually. And then, yeah, you generally send one offside frontline fleet to go deny E, while maybe 6k to 9k goes challenge center A and D. Let's see if that's matched by OSP here. Two Cellos mid. Looks like some cappers for D. And one liner playing the offside for E. Although there's two more liners here in the center. So pretty even split from both sides here. We'll see how the initial deployment goes. Ideally, all three of these neutrals become denied. You should, when composing the 12k fleet, ensure that you have fleet compositions that can kill all the cappers that will go for these, if any will pop up. That way you, pretty much you could kill their cappers for free, because you'll be set up in position. Alright, spawning in here, we got a BB. This looks to be pretty standard build, 450s. Two defenders on each side, I think. And looks like a SDM backpack. It has a VLS. No, wait, no. That's a... Okay, so it's got coil Tantos, probably. Oh! Scrubbus is bringing a carrier. Nice. The first one we've seen. Post-patch. A bunch of coil Tantos and a bunch of ablative foam, high coherence bombers. And hopefully these are named correctly, so these will be torps. Let's take a look. Yep, 36 torps on each. So 72 torps total. That's a pretty good amount, and just a bunch of coil Tantos. Bell bringing their BB, Pinard frigate, and two little cappers. Cheese running triple C out, and Chair, I'm surprised she's not doing her beam DD spam fleet. Oh wait, this is a bomber pair or triplet? Yeah. Okay, so these are triple spinner bombers packed with hybrids. Meanwhile, notes on the opposing side: 450 LN, CCs, and Rom running meat monitors, and Sammy running 450 LNs. Yep, very balanced comp. Essentially, you have 3.5 frontline fleets from OSP here. You have Rom's four bricks here with C90s. This could theoretically be a very good counter to the Sprinter bombers if they manage to find it. But even just these being here is pretty much a Sprinter swarm insurance to make sure that you have the C90s and bombshell to deal with potential Sprinter swarms. Let's see. Will anyone be diving to neutrals? I don't believe so. And looks like all teams are set up to deny them. The Sprinter bombers here will be able to deny anything that goes on D. Triple CLs will deny anything that goes on E. A point will probably be denied by Scrubbus here. What is torpedoes? Command Saw, Command Haj. I wonder if these are corked. He does not have decoy projectors. These probably have to be corked.
The enemy secured Zone Comet.
Aside from Church triple Sprinter bomber pair, she's just got a bunch of cheap cappers and 1 DD. Alright. OSP expecting the A-cap to be appearing soon. You have oh, 2 LRTs pointed on A on top of a floodlight, preemptively looking for whatever may be coming, but nothing is being dove onto it, which is the correct play. You don't want to just stack your cappers on at the opening moments of the game. And it looks like we're set up for stalemate here, which is to be expected when you have two teams, all very experienced. All the points will be pretty much covered, and just eating spinners on or shuttles on is just throwing away points. So in order to cap these points, you actually have to fight and remove these cap deniers off the point, or at least get them stuck behind cover. We'll see how either team manages to do that right now. One thing I'm not a fan of is I don't think, even though you don't dive anything onto the points, I think ANS needs to have a sprinter at least here behind this rock to get ready to go for it, because then when you see the moment, you can actually capitalize on it. So Sammy here is doing a good job. They have a shuttle right here. Ooh, shuttle actually might get found by the claymores. But the shuttle is basically held in reserve. When they give the all clear, basically, when you've noticed that the enemy is not contesting his points, you could just pop it out and cap it really quick. Just keeping it behind the rock, close to the point, is the best thing you could do for your cap fleet here. ANS does not have that. ANS, even if they drive everything off, I mean, the closest ship to A point is just this BB. OSP definitely has the tonnage advantage here, as there's only 2 true frontline fleets on ANS, and the rest are, yeah, I mean, you have a carrier and you have a spinner bomber pair plus like half a cap fleet, and only 1 beam DD to punch up. So OSP has tons of ships that are very lethal to all forms of capital and light assets. So I think they could honestly just drive onto A. I mean, obviously they don't know what's behind there, but with perfect knowledge, like we see here, it's if OSP ever finds out what they have, they could just drive onto A, and I don't think ANS will be able to stop them. Aside from these bombers, but these will be running out of fuel here soon. Only 5 minutes left until bingo. Yeah, it's not that much. 8 coil Tantos will also be running out of fuel here soon in 11 minutes. But right now, we're in the sensor warfare. Well, not even warfare, just trying to poke around, getting sensors on anything that might pop up. No EWRs on either on OSP, and I don't think there's even that many spy glasses on ANS. Besides, you have the spinner pair, which is probably running dark right now. No, this has a radar. Oh, I'm surprised. Normally, at least on the E-War spinner, you don't have enough power to power everything all at once. But oh, I guess it's only 1 blanket. I see it's spread out. So this one doesn't have a. This one has the ELIN and no radar, likely. Yeah, no radar. Alright, they're checking with a single decoy container. However, the craft will get viz on this, and no, it's a decoy. So they shouldn't. Ideally, you don't shoot. You don't give away anything. I don't think OSP even knows there's a BB here. I don't think it's been tracked. Actually, none of the ANS ships are tracked. Actually, no ships are tracked in the game right now besides craft. Oh man. Yeah, everyone's just inching up, waiting for the first one to peek their head out. Let's see. I think first contact will be made by Sammy's liner here against this triple CL group. I don't know if they know this is here. Sammy or Chair might be able to see this liner through the Viz bug through the rock in probably a few more seconds. Oh, is this liner not moving? No, I'm not really sure the angling positioning. You kind of want your guns pointed toward the enemy, pointed inwards a little bit more, because if something does go in here, you need to be able to start shooting, but not that big of a deal right now. A bunch of bombers being kept in reserve right now. The bombers are actually locked, probably by this. Yeah, locking track from the liner. Let's see. Okay, BB gets found by the LRT. First gun exchanges. Oh no, I thought I saw a shell. Nope, no one's firing yet. Oh, here we go. Tug from Rom immediately gets a CIC shot. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Although this is a meat tug, so it doesn't really matter. It's meant to get shot. That does reveal the location of the triple CL group, so Sammy should be moving to the left here, I would assume, to get angle on it. Or at least close to the rock. And I believe some 450 was exchanged onto the BB, but the BB should be able to shrug this off perfectly fine.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
Alright, D is being flipped by the shuttle, and as that goes on, Chair calls her sprinter out to deny it, and then you have the sprinter bombers up here also. Ooh, do the AMMs do not do it. Alright, so OSP doesn't have anything to deny that. So I think that flips to ANS here, and that will be a good play from Chair.
Enemy is securing zone dagger.
I think OSP might have concentrated too much forces down here looking at A and not taking A is the problem. If you concentrate, 9,000 points of front line, I think you need to take the point, unless you're matched by an equal amount of points holding it. Because what's happening right now, this much concentration of force means that D point is essentially like a skeletal crew on the defense here. Although there is a single meat tug here that it'll be a miracle if it actually denies it. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be able to stop it. Good positioning here, hugging the very, very bottom just to occlude any potential cap cars. I mean, Chair doesn't know what might be it here, but if there's a liner holding down here, they'll have to peek up much higher in order to just shoot it. More hybrids going out onto the meat tug. Oh, she lost track. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
The enemy secured zone dagger.
Yeah, these won't stage. What? The wake got it. Oh, it presented the wake aspect, the rear aspect, and the engines were still hot. Unfortunate. Alright. Sammy's liner peeks up onto these CLs at a very close range, 450 going into the broadside of the CL. This is going to hurt a lot. Which one's he shooting? This one. He's shooting this one. The only one that could really save Cheese here is the bombers. And oh man, I missed this torp strike. But yeah, that successfully connects and hits Sammy's liner, fully structure breaking it and knocking out quite a bit. Although with a little bit of repair, you can't get a lot of this up. But being structure broken, this really hurts quite a bit. I don't believe these have any craft defense. 0 SDMs. Oh. More bombers, good hits. Warbler did not manage to... Warbler and Killjoy did not manage to block it. Oh, and there's a structure break from the guns. Very well timed. I think that was a good trade for OSP. 2 liners getting structure broken. And this one taking gunfire means that this thing will fall apart really fast unless it can get into cover. OSP needs to be decisive here. You're losing assets as well as losing the cap victory or cap lead. I don't know if you want to be shooting SDMs into Tantos. The Tantos don't pose any threat to the liners. I think you want to save your valuable SDMs for bombers only. How much more do you have? Oh, these carry a ton. 12 on one and 19 on the other. Yeah, I think OSP recognizes it now. They're making the push for A. This is the correct play. So, what does OSP know? OSP knows that there's a triple CL. OSP knows there's a battleship. And OSP knows there's carriers. Thus, the last fleet has to be a cap fleet. Especially since hybrids came in from orbit, they could assume that it's a Sprinter Bomber group. And where are the cap ships coming from? Well, it can't be coming from the carrier, it can't be coming from the triple CLs, so it's probably the escorts from the BB, and which means the Sprinter Bomber group probably also brought caps. So this is not a full 5 Sprinter Bomber, this is only a triple. So that's how OSP can kind of clock what fleets ANS has, and knowing that, you can now see that they are just pushing A because they know that the only frontline fleet opposing them at this point is a singular BB. And Bell needs to back up. This is so much fire. You're taking fire from 9,000 points of OSP frontline. Even a battleship will eventually get degraded after like 5 to 8 minutes of fire here. You can see, especially once the thrusters start disappearing, this is starting taking much more accelerated damage. Alright, so that puts the carrier on a clock, because the carrier's biggest weakness is the ability to cycle enough strikeout to kill the enemy fleet before their frontline collapses from the lack of your own frontline. So, let's see. Scrubbus has... Are there any prepping? Yeah, okay. So 7 are still prepping from that one, and 5 from that one, and then you have Claymores coming back to rearm. But no active Claymores on the map right now means that, you know, for the next probably 2 minutes, and if you include flight times, 4 to 5 minutes, OSP can do whatever they want before having to worry about Claymores. And in that time, Bell is pretty much alone here fighting the rest of this OSP fleet. Down here on E, Rom goes for the E take. Even though Sammy got hit by those torpedoes, their positioning made it so that these voxels had to back up. Actually, they might even be killing these voxels, well, at least damaging quite severely. Pushing the voxels off of E, allowing for the easy retake for E, or the capture of E, which is a very textbook good cap control here. Meanwhile on A, OSP just walks onto it with 4 monitors, 2 Acellos, and 2 liners. ANS though does control the top of the map. The bomber pair here is kind of just flying through the backline of OSP, but there's really, I mean, there's not much backline to kill. There's no like CLN or no carrier or even Yub ships in the back. It's just a bunch of cappers.
The enemy is securing zone
C getting flipped here. I think Rom stepped off E, so that's why it's restarting the cap. But C cap getting flipped, which means Rom activates his 1 meat tug capper here. Against the double MK61 Corvette, this meat tug should easily win. Unless Chur calls her bombers back. Does she respond? That'll be the only way to save this capper and maintain the C cap. I don't think these bombers should go to the center of the map because they can't really do anything against this fleet. I guess they could dump the hybrids into these monitors, but that's not a worthwhile trade. These monitors are dirt cheap, like 400 points apiece. Yeah, 1 restore. Alright, battleship taking lots of fire. 450s onto the bottom of the hull. Oof. Most of this will bounce, but the few that do connect does go into a lot of the valuable internals here.
The enemy secured zone Eclipse. The enemy secured zone Comet.
Oh, Chur rocks her first salvo. Yeah, the spinner is losing the fight. Magazine gets knocked out while still taking damage. The CIC is going to go soon. And the monitors are also moving over for C. Yeah, this is going to be flipped back to OSP, and OSP will take the 3 cap. Rom up here still keeps the tug. Ugh, the tug is structure broken? That's funny. Keeps the tug in reserve because OSP hasn't cleared any of this back area yet, so they can't just dive onto it, at least not confidently. Alright, Ajax Squadron. 8 torpedoes going for Sammy's liner, I believe. This one's the one that Scrubbus struck before. It's already structure broken. But it's really the only target they can go for right now. I guess Scrubbers probably should go after Notes' liners, although these are armed with SDMs, so it's going to be a very hard target to hit, but it's also the one that's threatening the CL group. Oof, that's a lot of 450. Oh man, that CL is just... It just disappeared. One salvo from two 450 liners at this range. When all of them hit like that, yeah, this thing is gone. Alright. So C got flipped, but the tug is probably going to die from the hybrids. Oh, torpedo strike. Oof. All land. This is a dead liner. Well, repairable. Still has one repair. And, I mean, technically this can still fight. This is knocked out of the fight for at least 5 minutes to repair. Alright, Gunslinger Squadron from Scrubs. Let's take a look to see if these SDMs pan out well from Notes here. That'll be the only way to defend. I believe this might be the only fleet in OSP's comp that has anti-craft. I don't think the Cellos have anti-craft. No, they don't. Alright. Are these bombers tracked? They are tracked. They need a... I don't know what the range on the SCMs are, but this is only 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers away. Alright, SDMs fired. Oh, these are not gonna... Oh, these are just gonna be evaporated. Failed? Oh, one gets 3, and those are fully loaded. A blade of foam taking it to 2 shots, and still they get smacked by SDMs. I think those were 8 points. I was wondering, so with the new socket weight for SDMs, they can now one-shot bombers. And the only way to beat that breakpoint is if you put a blade of foam, which is what Scrubbus is trying out here. Yeah, I think ANS is getting just face-checked by the raw amount of tonnage that OSP has here. One battleship. I mean, 7 restores means it's still relatively functional, but greatly attrition. 1 CL is pretty much out of the count here. The other one is severely damaged, and only 1 in pristine condition. They do kill Sammy's liner here, but this is the one that was struck twice by torpedoes. Meanwhile, 2 more liners from Chair are just going to punch through this entire bottom side of the map, pretty much unopposed. The Acellos are... Oh, the Acellos are shooting on the voxels, just ignoring the BB and just choosing to tank it. I think this is the correct play. You're not going to damage the BB much. Shoot the softer targets. Although, I don't know what range that they're engaging at. These will be at... Oof, very long range from this Acello. Almost 11,000. Yeah, this is almost max range. Probably just shoot the BB at... Because the Voxels should be able to dodge everything. They won't be able to dodge the liner fire, though. Liners are much closer. Only 7.5 kilometers away, and presenting, well, not a perfect bout tank. All right, E is being flipped. I guess a desperation cap from ANS here. Sammy's liner is going to be able to just push this off the point, along with. I mean, the LRT is also technically armed. Should probably engage. Do they even see it? Yeah, they do. All right. Meanwhile, on the back of the map, Spinner Bombers versus Rom's quad brick. These aren't gonna... Oh, no lock? Failed to... Well, at least one of them hits, but... Yeah, I mean... you don't have any way to break the DT. These C9ers are just going to be repaired right back up. Unless you hit it with HECP, but that's a very expensive investment. And one spinner bomber already goes down. Engines off.
You're contesting zone eclipse.
And these things will eat HEI all day. And there's 3 of them you have to kill, and you need the DT break. So spinner bombers are not that great in pushing some kind of meat like this off a point. Though these are much cheaper, S2s, to just get raw damage in preparation for potential HECP hits. But, I mean, she's losing... This died with 2 hybrids in it. And, yeah, the other ones aren't faring any better. Oh, actually, she might be completely dry. Yeah, I think she is. That's unfortunate. Alright, taking a look at the total ship counts here. Rom did lose pretty much his entire cap fleet, but 4 monitors remain, and that's enough to hold the points. Meanwhile, Chair losing all 3 of the spinner bombers, and only 3 cappers and a DD remaining. The frontline fleets are more or less fine from notes. Oh, more bombers, or more SDMs. I think what Scrub is trying to do here is use a quote to shoot down the SDMs, but I don't see them working very well. A lot of bombers go down. 1 bomber goes down, 2 bombers goes down. This is a very far shot with these torps. They're not going to land. Gets picked by Pavis. Very well done here by Notes. 450 into the dueling the voxels, fending off that Claymore strike, and also taking fire from the BB. This voxel group is likely... This is the last truly functional voxel. This one is very dead, and this one is 1 gun remaining. And Notes definitely has a lot more staying power in this fight. The cellos are also essentially in pristine condition. Let's see. The BB spent 4 its restores, got probably patched up a few of the more... Actually, I don't know what they restored. There's a lot that you can, but you only have 3 restores remaining. You want to save those for guns at this point. Alright, so E gets flipped back to OSP, maintaining a 3 cap. Chur opts to push one of her cap guard DDs up to D, which should actually beat this 1 MN that's going for D. I don't think this has ever been spotted, so as far as OSP knows, this does not exist, so this will be a good surprise and good catch from Chair onto Rom here. However, after this is only 1, and that's just to stop 1 monitor, and that's just to stop all Chair will be doing is stopping the decap. ANS needs to find a way to get 3 back on control here, before their frontline folds entirely. Alright, 6 bombers making a run for mildly Sacellos. Oh. These are really far ranged. Weave? Yeah, these are weaved. I don't think these need a soft kill. There's no interrupt on this one. This one's gonna get nailed. Ah, very well done. Oh, the interrupt was on the other. Oh, Miley split the 2 Acellos off, and yeah, that's what happens. Miley, I don't think you need to be shooting the spinner with 450. Just shoot the battleship. Shooting the spinner with 450 is going to do less than shooting the BB. That's about tanking you. Just, you know, at this point, you gotta trust in your allies to hold the points for you, because, how did... Okay, D did get flipped, but, yeah, this BB is gonna kill this monitor. Very good. Is Chur watching this K-kill sound effect? There you go, there's a structure break, and... Alright, turn off the B short. Chair, you're burning beam health. There you go. Well done, and calling in the spinner to cap D. Very good retake there. One of her sprinters... Where's this going? Trying to loop around to get maybe to C, maybe to A. I think Rom needs to split up these monitors now on C. These are very... Yeah, the monitors are dead. The spinners are dead. The monitors are still operational. Most importantly, the C90 is still up. Alright. Notes finally loses one of his CLs, or liners, to the CL group, and probably taking fire from the battleship. However, this other one is still fully operational. And meanwhile, look how far off the map this CL group got zoned. We started out over here at the start of the game, and now it's all pushed to the side of the map. Yeah, time is running out though for ANS to get back into the game. You have a whole liner, although structure broken, holding E, so spinners won't be able to cap that.
Enemy is securing Zone Atlas.
Multiple monitors holding C, so that's not flippable unless ANS pushes frontline assets out here. And I guess their attempt is going for A, but A gets denied by one of the Cellos, and yeah, the spinner's taking bombshell from Rom all the way back from their natural. This spinner is not going to be able to live for quite long.
The enemy secured Zone Dagger.
And most importantly, this Cello is preventing the cap in the first place. Can Scrubbus scramble enough flights to put down all of OSP? They certainly have enough torpedoes, 72 total, but I don't think they have time. I think they're running out. How many bombs do you have? Let's see, 4? 4 more in the bank. Yeah, that's not a lot. I mean, I guess he's already at a quarter of his payload. 2 deck gear lockers and 2 FDTS. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Oh, the DD comes down from C, beaming the Cello at A. Wow, that was a massive amount of damage. Very well done. That might be enough to flip it. OSP needs to respond to this DD. Rom should be able to get hits on it with a C90. Yeah, this liner is still caught up fighting the voxels down here. I don't know if that's the right play. I don't think you need to worry about these anymore. You've already driven them off the cap. I mean, you are getting good hits in, but I think this liner is more needed up top fighting the actual cap war. Alright, so mildly Cellos are out of the... Yeah, actually no. If this finishes repairing, this will be fully back up with 2 guns. Oh, A gets... mildly repairs the CSC just in time to deny A from... Wait, no. Oh, was this not armed? I don't know how that wasn't able to cap it when this CC got cored out. Alright, this battleship... You know, the battleship took a lot of damage at the beginning of the game, but it really hasn't since then. And this is still a very, very lethal threat. Actually, fully K-kills one of Rom's monitors here. Yeah, OSP needs to call the liners up and actually start fighting this thing, even if it means stepping out the point. Sammy, you have guns. You have 450s. Just dump autoloader into this. You have it on a perfect broadside. I think they're misplaying. OSP is misplaying a little bit here. Yeah, chasing after these nearly dead CLs, it's not worth the time. Just wait for them to come onto the point and kill them there. Especially when you have a DD and a battleship that needs to be dealt with, and your Cello group is already pretty much knocked out. Can ANS flip this around? I guess we'll see. Rom's 2 monitors from Rom goes down. 1 from the beam, 1 from the battleship, and this one is now trying to angle to get out of cover as he repairs the C90. A gun shuttle goes up to engage Chair's M61. This will be a pretty close fight. I think this will go in favor of the gun shuttle at this range. Actually, this will be very important. If ANS loses this and it flips to OSP, I think that's GG. Oh, Sammy, you don't need to be using Grape. You gotta fire HE. You have HE. Shoot HE. There you go.
The enemy is securing zone dagger.
There you go. Knocks out the magazine. Spinner goes unarmed. Shuttle will cap D.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Meanwhile, though, the BB arrives on A, so that gets flipped. This will be a very close game. I think actually ANS is about to militarily win this, but I don't think we'll be in time to stop a cap victory. Alright, so that finishes off everything on A.
We are contesting zone dagger.
I don't know where this tug is going. Wait, what happened for D? Oh, well done, Scrubbus. One bomber comes out, kills the shuttle. Very good. Yeah, these tugs need to be in places that actually matter. Like, you already have E covered by 2 liners. These tugs need to just go. They need to help. They need to help out.
Enemy secured
Well,
zone
ideally
Atlas.
they need to be over at D, but they also need to be over at C because that's wide open. Granted, I don't think ANS has any assets going for it. 2 torps into that, puts down that SLO. Yeah, I think it was very well done by Cheese here because I think this distraction, essentially, I mean, tying up 4 liners worth of fire for the better part of 20 minutes was a very good play because now tying up that much concentration allowed ANS to essentially fight back against the 6K unimpeded. Not even really a 6K. It's more like a 4.5 because this is like 1.5 frontline fleets that was swung by the BB, the single DD, and all the bombers. So very well done by Cheese here. Not dying, at least not dying immediately on contact against 450 liners. Right now, I think ANS needs a 4 cap to win though. So OSP wins in 75 or 150 points, which is roughly 40-ish ticks, 45 ticks. And in that same time, I don't think ANS wins. I can't do that mental math that quickly. So it comes down to C and E. I don't think... Okay, so Scrubbus is sending his next flight to E. Do any of these liners have SDMs left? They do. They have 15, actually. That means that once this runs the corner... Notes needs to just dump his entire magazine into this. This will be the last flight that I think Scrubbus could really effectively go out with. Although he's splitting... Okay, this is very well done. He split the flights. Basically, these are cap guards, or cap denials. Single use, 2 torps anywhere onto the map. Since they don't know where all of OSP's cap assets are, you could just hold these in reserve like little mini rocket shuttles. And, you know, they're on station for... Oof. Actually, this being H-burned? This is being H-burned. Only 2 minutes. It's not a lot of time. Yeah, you can see that ANS is a little concerned about decap potentially being flipped by a capper coming in. They obviously don't know that no assets exist, but Bell brings his sensor reins up top, and then Scrubbus is even dedicating a full Claymore there. Their next cap should be C, which is completely unguarded. Alright. Sammy's singular T-20 tug here is the only thing that can maybe stop this spinner from going for it. Problem is, this doesn't have a radar besides the R400, and I don't think they'll be able to know. Oh, I guess they do have it tracked. Where's the shooting? Sammy? Does this not have a magazine? Is that why this can't fight? Oh, that's why. That's unfortunate. Is this armed, though? It does have an arming missile. Yes, it is armed. Ooh, torpedoes out onto Notes here. Notes, you had SDMs. That gets structure broken. Torpedoes out from here onto Sammy's tug. This will also die. Knocks out the mag, knocks out the CIC, although there's still a small that could be restored, but most importantly, knocks out the cannon, the singular gun. This thing is unarmed now. Chair's singular spinner right here might decide the game. The drive is out, so she's traveling only at 15 meters a second. Her front drives are completely fine. I wonder if she notices just how close this is about to be. Chur needs to flip this thing around and get the front thrusters cooking backwards. Because I don't think traveling at 15 meters a second is going to allow them enough time to cap this point and win. Oh man, sure, just turn it around. I think right here is the time to do it. I don't think if she does it in the next like 10 seconds, I think it's over. That's unfortunate. 60, what is this? 58 points left, 4 points for OSP. That's like 12 ticks. 120 in 2 minutes. Okay, I think she just realized. She's turning the spinner around. OSP wins in 2 minutes. The other option of victory, of course, is if these CLs manage to disarm this liner and cap E. Oh, but a bloom liner is overpenning. It's causing all the AP to overpen. That's really funny. Like you can see the shots. This 20% damage instead of the full 7, or 20% of the 70 damage that it normally does. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's gonna be that will take a really long time too. And you can see that Sammy's prioritizing the DC, keeping the VLS up. That's one thing that keeping it armed, keeping the DCX going. Actually, I don't know why you're repairing that. The most important things are the CIC and the VLS here, and I guess the drive. Alright, Chur turned around. Now you're traveling at 46 meters a second, but is that enough time? Oh, why is she slowing down? Chur, you need to plot a... She needs to plot a way... She plotted a waypoint that's too close. She needs to plot it back here. That way...
The enemy is securing zone eclipse.
Oh! E gets flipped! The CIC gets knocked out. Oh, you need to repair both CICs. Sammy, you need to unprioritize the DCX. The CIC and the VLS are the most important. Okay, that... Oof. Oh, that's it. That is not enough time. Maybe?
The enemy is securing zone Comet.
It takes 1 minute to capture that. That's that's 6 ticks. But they win in 5. It's GG. OSP wins. Wow. That was super close. That was so close. If Chur was faster here, I think she would have been able to stop it. That would have been an extra 10 or 15 seconds, maybe? Although she's 30 seconds off. Wow, very well done. That was a good game. That was a very close game. Alright, we'll take a look in the after action report. What's going on? Alright, going down to ANS, 30,000 off the BB, very good, tying up a lot of assets for OSP for a very long time. Cheese Slayer, wow. 30,000, 37,000 damage? And taking fire from 4 450 liners, and I think the MVP for this match goes to Cheese, because he pretty much tied up all the assets of OSP on the bottom part of the map.